Assalamu alaikum, dear students. In previous lecture, lecture number 1, part 1 and part 2, we discussed about the types of the business organization. So in this types of the business organization, we learned about the two types of the business organization. One is a sole proprietorship and other one is a partnership. So now we will discuss about the third type of the business organization or business ownership, that is corporation. So let's start the topic, the corporation. So today's topic for learning is corporation. This is the third type of the business organization or the business ownership, that is corporation. So the corporation is basically the legal entity in the contemplation of the law. It has got an existence and it's separated from its owners. So for the corporation concerns, a corporation is the only type of the business organization recognized under the law. Is the only type of the business organization recognized under the law. So what recognized under the law? Recognized as an entity separate from its owners. Separate from its owners. So the corporation is the only type of the business organization recognized under the law as an entity. Recognized under the law as an entity separate from its owners. This is totally separate from its owners. So it means the owners of the corporation are not personally liable for the debts of the business. So what does it mean? As it's an entity separate from its owners. So how it is separate from its owners? What does it mean? It means the owners of the corporation are not personally liable for the debts of the business. It means the owners are not personally liable for debts or obligations of the business. So the owners are not personally liable for the debts of the business. It means if in case of paying the debt, so the owners are not personally liable to pay their personal assets or to pay the debt from their personal assets or from their personal properties or their personal rights or personal things. So in this sense, these owners can lose only no more than the amounts they have invested in the business. So these owners can lose no more than the amounts they have invested in the business. So therefore, this concept is known as limited liability. So which means in case of insolvency, the owners are not legally bound to pay their debts from their personal assets, from their personal resources. So what they have to pay? They have only to pay whatever the amount they have invested in the corporation business. Just. But in case of the insolvency, these owners are not responsible to pay their debts from their personal resources. Therefore, this concept is known as the limited liability. This is a corporation is a limited liability business organization. As despite of the contrast of the sole proprietorship or partnership, this business has a limited liability. So for the limited liability concerns, this concept is the principal reason why corporations are the most attractive form of the business organization to many investors. So for this concerns, for the limited liability concerns, this is basically the more and more attractive way of investment by the owners, investment by the different owners in the corporation business. So which means this is very attractive form of investment due to the concept of this limited liability. So this business organization is a very attractive form of the investment for the owners to invest their funds, to invest their resources in the corporation business. So how they can invest their resources in the corporation business? So in this business, ownership of corporation is divided into transferable shares of capital stock. So ownership of the corporation is divided into transferable shares of capital stock. So ownership in this organization, in the corporation business, the ownership of a corporation is divided into transferable shares. Transferable shares of what? Of capital stock. And the owners are called stockholders. And the owners, they are investing their funds into the capital stock, are known as stockholders. So in the corporation business, the ownership of a corporation is divided into transferable shares of capital stock. Okay, and if the owners are investing their resources into the capital stock, it means these owners are called as stockholders. These are called as stockholders. And once they are recognized as stockholders, which means stock certificates are issued by the corporation to each stockholder showing the number of shares that he or she owns. And once the owner is recognized as a stockholder, so what will be happened? So the stock certificates will be issued. What? The stock certificates will be issued so once the person is recognized as a stockholder, it means those owners, they have invested their resources for purchasing the capital stock. They are treated as stockholders. And once the person is recognized as a stockholder, which means The stock certificate will be issued by the corporation. The stock certificate will be issued by the corporation to the concerned owner, to the concerned stockholder. For what purpose? For showing the number of shares that he or she owns. So in this way, the stockholders showing the number of shares, and they are free to sell some of the shares, or they are free to sell all of these shares to other shareholders or investors at any time. So once the stock certificates are issued by the corporation to the owner, it means the stockholder has a right, and he is free to sell some of these stocks, some of these shares, or sell all these shares to the other investors at any time. So this type of the transferability of the ownership. So this type of the transferability So this type of the transferability of the ownership adds to the attractiveness of the corporate form of the organization. So this type of the transferability of the ownership create attractiveness for the owners and create attractiveness for making the investment in the corporate business. Why? Because investors can more easily get their money out of the business. If the investors want their money at any time, so the stockholders can sell some or all of these shares to another investor. So this transferability of the ownership makes the corporate business more attractive in the eyes of the investors. So why? Because investors can more easily get their money out of the business. So if the investor want the money at any time, then he can get their money from their business at any time. So in this sense, the corporations are the dominant form of the business organization in the terms of the dollar volume of their business activities. So in this sense, thus the corporations are the basically the in this type of the scenario, in this time, the corporations are the dominant form of business organization. And so in this time, the corporations are the dominant form of business. So the prime objective of this corporation business is the corporation is a legal entity and recognized under the law. This is recognized under the law as an entity separate from its owners, and owners are not personally liable for paying the debts of the business. So whatever the amount they've invested in their business, corporation business, just in case of insolvency, they have to pay their liabilities on the basis of their investment in their own business, in their corporation business. So the owner are not responsible to pay their debts from their personal resources, from their personal assets or their personal properties. Therefore, this type of business organization is known as a limited liability. So this is known as basically the one of the attractive form of the investment or the business organization, the corporation. So once the owner is recognized as a stockholder, when he or she is going to purchase the capital stock from the corporation business. So this is this person is known, this is treated as an stockholder when he is investing their resources in the capital stock. So by the corporation, the stock certificate will be issued to the concerned owner. When the stock certificates are issued to the concerned owner, it means the owner has a right. He has a right or free to sell some or all of these shares at any time to any other investor. So this business corporation business is known as a transferability of the ownership. So the person can easily transfer their rights, transfer their purchased shares to any other investor at any time. So this is known as a transferability of the ownership. He can transfer their ownership to any other person. So why? Because the person the person or owner can get their money out of the business at any time. So this is known as one of the dominant form of the business organization. One of the dominant form of the business organization. In this era, this is one of the dominant form of the business organization, which is the corporation business. So hope you would understand the today's topic regarding the corporation. Thank you very much.